It is Dawn Duval with Shall We Stamp, coming to you from freezing cold Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. And give me just a minute. I'm not going to put my face on camera. We'll get started here in just a minute. Let me get the comments opened up so we can get that started. And we have a guest today, which is Miss Rosie. And we will let me get this uploaded and see if we can get this to work. There we go. All right, everybody, it's me. Just don't want you to think I'm not here. Miss Rosie Posey is joining us. She's on the bed. So she's on the pillow now. So, all right. The chat is open. So let me know once you come on. Hello, Karen. It's still cold outside. Oh my gosh. I even put the Rosie when we went out, not this morning, but she was loving the cold weather. But the second time I took her out this morning, I put on one of Riley's old lightweight coats for her, and she liked it and it fit her. So that worked out pretty well. So anyways, how's everything? I'm not showing my face because I have been busy. I did take a shower and brush my teeth, but I've been busy. I'm doing a craft fair. I think I told y'all. It's a holiday bazaar at the church here in our community, and it start tomorrow. We can set up our tables, but I volunteered to help put tablecloths on. Then that gives us, the ones that volunteer, we get to put our tables up earlier than the others. But I have been working my butt off for the last week and a half trying to get things made. It's Thursday and Friday. It's open to the public, and it's from 9 to 2. I don't know. I've not done it here before. I mean, I've done them in the villages where we had hundreds and hundreds of people, and I knew how to plan. I don't know what people are looking for or what they're going to buy. So I've tried to make a little bit of everything. So, did you like my little pink hat I bought that off Temu last year. Oh my God, it's a lifesaver. It's got that little thing that comes up over your mouth like a mask. Anyways, I love it. And I don't care. People look at me like I'm crazy, and I don't care. I'm warm. So anyways, so I've been making things for this craft fair. I made a bunch of holiday cards, and then I made some boxes that are really cute. I'll have to show those to you guys if I have any left. I only made like 5 or 6, but we may make those because it's a nice box that you can put cards in as a gift, and you can decorate it anyway, birthdays, holidays or whatever. So I may show that to y'all next week. But I did that. I made some gift bags. I made some the gift card purses. Let's see. I found a couple of little trinket boxes that I had been made a couple of years ago that's sitting in a drawer. So I pulled those out and I thought I'd take those. So I've just been busy. Every time I turn around, it's like I tell my husband, I didn't think it was going to take this long. I thought I'd had time to do blah, 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 and I didn't have any time. So, oh well. But we'll see how it goes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm not going to show my face today. If you're just joining, welcome. I have been busy preparing for a craft fair, and I didn't put any makeup on. And I got my hair cut yesterday, and when she cuts my hair, I normally don't wash it until, I'll wash it tomorrow. It looks fine, but it's just really short. You know how when you cut your hair in the first couple of days, it's shorter than what you prefer, and it's just got to kind of grow out a little bit. Hey, Linda, you made it on time. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Linda's in Idaho, and it's 20 to 30. The high was 20 into the 30 degrees. I am not, I don't even know what to tell you because I don't like the cold. It feels, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think this next week we'll start warming up again. We have not taken the boat out. I want to say in September, October, it's probably been at least 3 months we haven't gone out the boat. It's either been weather, wind, or something. Well, wind is weather, but it's been weather related for whatever reason. So I don't know. But anyway, so the camera is face down. So hopefully we're going to give it, let's see. Oh, we got 6 people joining us so far. Yay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see, what time is it? All right. So I'm going to show you my reindeers, and I'm going to tell you how I showed you how I made them, in case it's something that you might be interested in. And they're really, 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 really cute. And I'll go through that with you all in just a few minutes. It makes great gifts for, I think, for anybody, for adults and young children. I'm finding here, I don't know how well they'll go over here, because they're candy canes, and older folks don't need all that extra sugar in their system. So I don't know. I may have a lot of these left over. Who knows? Y'all might get something in the mail and a surprise. All right. So welcome everybody. I'm going to introduce myself one last time, and then we're going to get started. I am Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I've been doing this craziness. It'll be 15 years in February. I cannot believe it. And I live in freezing Fort Myers, Florida, which this morning it was 44 degrees and the wind chill was 30, what did I say, 32. Now I know we got Linda here from, where Linda, Idaho. And she said it's 20 to 30 there. So, and then one of my friends, and I don't remember where Cindy lives. And she sent pictures where it snowed. And I said, she goes, you want to swap? And I said, no, we're not doing that. So anyways, let me show you my cute little reindeer treat. So if you all want to make these, I'm going to give you the measurements. Look at this. Is this not precious? Ooh, look at that. Is that not the cutest thing? All right, so look at this. Look at his face. Can you see his little mouth right there? I'm going to get really close. See how he's got his mouth? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I did. Okay, so order large candy canes. I ordered 3 boxes from Amazon, and I think it was $20 maybe. I don't even think it was 20. It might have been, but anyways. Okay, so I'm using early espresso cardstock, and it's cut 2 inches by 11. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use, now this is retired, but if you happen to have a scallop punch or something like this, this is what you need. This kind of gives it, but this kind of is what the mouth, this is what makes the mouth right here. Okay. So I cut it at the top and at the bottom, as you can see. Then I've tied this ribbon on the top, and then the bottom is right here, and that looks like his little mouth. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 2 inches, and then you're going to score it at 4 inches, and then you're going to score at 4 3/4. And this one's got an extra score thing, so just ignore this because I was playing around with it. So when you score it, you're going to fold the 4 3/4 up, and then you're going to leave this little part right here where the 4 to 4 3/4, it's 3/4 of an inch. That piece right there is where that's going to be your pocket. Okay, so that's the part where the candy canes are tucked in. So what you'll want to do, and then this piece folds down. Now, what I do is I go in and I glue this down after I decorate the face. And then I take and I staple. All right, so this is with it being flat, right? Now, I try to leave a little bit of a pocket. I try to get it where it's almost, can you see that? I know it's dark. I'm trying to get it where there's that, like the square right there. So I take a stapler and I staple as close to the edges that I can. And then I glue this here and glue that down, and that hides the staples, okay? And then I take a 1/2 inch circle punch to do white for the eyes, and then 3/8 of an inch to do the black. So that's how I make their eyes. I just glue them together. And then I buy these. I've got a whole boatload of these. I bought 1 bag, and it's probably 1,000. So if you need any red noses and you're not going to make 1,000 of them, let me know. I can mail you some. And then I just put some glue dots on this underneath, and then that I stick his nose on there. And then what I did to get the candy canes in, you got to be careful because you don't want to break them, right? So what I did was, this is really tight. So I just get my finger in there enough where I can get it to open. And I go into the center and I push the candy cane in to get it to open up. And then I slide it over a little bit. And then I push this one in, and then it forces them over. And then I push them down as far as I can. And then that's how we get our reindeer ears. Okay. And then I just tie a bow or piece of ribbon at the top. And that's all there is to it. Pretty cute. Isn't that cute? And so the main thing is that you've got some kind of a scallop punch or something. I'll get that out of the light that will make it work. And then on the back, I take a piece of white that is, I think it's 5 inches. Let me see. I think it's it's 1 7/8 by 5 inch, by 5 1/4 inches. And then I just glue it down and I try to get it to cover those. And you can see right here where it's not quite glued down all the way. I need to add some more glue, but that will cover the staples. I'll probably come back and put some seal. Hang on a minute. Rosie, stop digging in the bed. Sorry, I had to yell at the dog. So just make sure you just put enough adhesive on here that's going to hold it in place. And then that's all you make. That's how you make them. So they're really easy to make. So I thought I would share that with y'all. So there's your extra treat for today. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do 2 easy fun folds. And these are going to be holiday cards. And this is using the Holly Jolly or the Holly Delivery or Jolly Delivery designer paper, as well as the stamp set, which is here. And I love this paper because it's all, you know, it's got mailboxes, and I'm sure y'all have seen this. It's got the mailboxes, and then the paper, it's the traditional Christmas, and it's the one that has the stickers, and the stickers kind of coordinate with this set as well. So you got the bears will pop out, you got dogs, you got this little cat guy, all sorts of things, mailboxes, all sorts of things. So it's really cute. So that's what we're working with. And then I'm bringing in 2 retired sets. I'm going to use from the old More Merry Messages. I really keep my stamps that I like because I use them all the time. We're going to use this Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to, and this one has it too, but I like this one better because it's cursive. And then we're going to do the Wishing You Seasons of Gladness and Seasons of Cheer. So those are the stamp sets that I'm using for my sentiments. And this one, we're not really using, the only thing we're going to use from here is the special delivery, because we're going to use this paper as our focal point. So here you go. All right. So, and then I use one of the cards. That's one of the pop, what do you call them? The 2 pages. It's 2 pages of pop outs, stickers. So this is a bear that's driving a truck with packages. And so we're going to open it up, and this one's going to open to the left, and then it's going to extend. So that's just kind of cute and different. Now you could also, if you wanted to, you could do that. And then you can make this part, you could put some cardstock here and make this like a gift card holder if you want to do that as well. So you would just cut like 2 1/2 and cut a little, circle, half a circle out. So you could do it that way, but this is what we're doing. Okay. So I thought that was cute. And then I added this piece of Pool Party, because this is on Pool Party. I added this piece here so it looked like he's on a road. Otherwise, it looks like he's kind of floating around. All right, and then they are popped up on dimensional. So that's what we're going to make. I'm going to set that right here so y'all can see it. And then we're going to do one, and we're going to do it in Poppy Parade. That's one of the coordinating colors. So let me pull all my pieces out, and we'll go through the dimensions in just a second. And so here's my truck. And then I've got my little sliver for our sentiment. So I'm going to set that over here. And then this piece right here is what we're going to use. And then we've cut a piece of 2 pieces of Poppy Parade, which are 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, so we're going to set those right there for a minute. And then for that piece that I put down for the road, this is, I believe it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And I just did that just to cover, see how it's open right there. And I thought the truck kind of looked funny. So it kind of puts it, and you can put it down here. You can put it up there. You can put it wherever you want. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And that's the backside, which has all the mailboxes and stuff. So it's pretty easy. All right. So we need to do some scoring. So let me bring the paper trimmer in. Now this is cut at, I believe it's 3 3/4. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 11. And we're going to score, hang on a minute. Oh, I don't think I need to open that. All right, we're going to score 1 inch. So I'm going to do it down here on this side on the right because I can hold the paper with my left hand easier. And we're going to score at 1 inch. Okay. Now I'm going to flip this around. It probably doesn't matter, but I'm going to flip that around and we're going to score this at 5 inches. And we're going to go right about here. All right. So we're going to score that and hopefully this works. All right. That's all we have to do. So let me put the trimmer back. So these are two pretty easy cards. Well, this one's easy. The second one's pretty easy too, but oops, it's a little, got a little bit more involved with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach my designer piece, my pattern paper to the front of my card. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm using my liquid glue because it's my friend. All right, and we're going to welcome everyone. We'll place that down here. And the next card is a really pretty one. That's going to be a different kind of fold. All right, now we're going to take our 1 inch piece and we're going to fold that, and then we're going to fold this piece, and they're going to be going opposite directions. Okay, now let me make sure if I got this right. I'm thinking it should have been like, I might have folded that wrong. So hang on, let's see. I'm pretty sure I had it right. Let's see. Nope, I didn't. I didn't score that right. Hang on. We need to score. You know what? I'm going to move that down. I think I need to move this down another. Hang on. All right. So what we're going to do, this is going to go here. So I need to score. I scored wrong, but no one's going to see that. So we're going to fix that. See, I made a mistake already. All right. So this is, we're going to have this at, it's going to be 3 3/4, and it should be at, we'll do 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 means I need to come down right there, 5 1/4. Bear with me. I'm just going to make a little mark. I think we need to score, but I don't want it on my card. I think I need to score it right about, I think I needed to come down about another inch, half an inch. Yeah, let me score it and let's see if this works. I should have wrote my numbers down before I scored it, but that's okay. It will work out fine. We just want to get this scored so it folds right. And of course, you know me. All right, where are we? We're going to put that right. Let's go in right about here. I have the directions in the other room. I was just too lazy to go get them. Okay, let's see if that works. And it should be fine. Hopefully. All right, so what's going to happen is this piece is going to get attached like that, but it's going to, we want to get it to where it's going to open. Okay, so this is going to go, let me see what we've done here. All right, see how this one, the front's going to open that way. So our front, which is this piece right here, we're going to glue that to the back of our front like this. So it's going to glue here. We're going to make sure our card, we've got it right. Okay, so it's right side up and it's not. So let's turn it around. So we're just going to flip this over. All right, so we're going to put that right here. Okay, so that's going to go like that. No, I had it right to begin with, didn't I? Oh my God. Okay, that's going to go. Yeah, that's right, because it's going to fold over this way. All right, so that's going to be the front. So that's going to get glued down like that. And then we're going to take and fold on our new score line, which is going to be the one I just made. And hopefully we fix that. And then this will go on the card like that. And I still have the score line off a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And I apologize. One of my friends is doing something on Messenger and she keeps texting. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. All right. So here's the front of our card, right? So we want this. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to open it up. So we want our card, right? So it's got to fold this way. So we want to glue it down So the front of the card, here's the front, and we're going to do it like that. Okay, so we want that glued down right on the edge here, right about there. We can pull it up just a little bit. All right, so we're going to glue that down. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put this on this side, and that's going to get glued. All right, I probably put too much glue on that. It's probably going to ooze out now. So we're going to set that on here. I'm going to move it over just inside just a little bit. And we're going to let that sit for just a second and make sure it's centered. Okay. Now, hopefully, I've got my scores in here correctly so that we've got it right. All right, and then we're going to take, and this is going to, we're going to fold that one back. I just put it on there backwards, didn't I? Oh, geez. Hold on. I'll put it on the back side like I did. I told you I was going to do this. Well, you know what? We can have it instead of open that way. We can have it. You can be a lefty and open it that way. No, that's right. That's going to work. I've got it right. I'm sorry. That's right. Okay, so we've got to get this scored right. Hang on a minute. This is going to go on here. See how the cards are going to go? So this one, we've got to fold it. I need to score that a little bit better. And so I'm going to come in and score it right about here. Next time I will, and I will write the, I will post in the page the exact measurements. So we want this to be like 5 1/4. So again, I need to come down just a little bit past that one. We're just going to have a couple score lines. People are going to be seeing that, but that's, you know, I'll figure out how to hide it. So let's just do another score. Sorry, you guys. I knew I should have got up and went and got the measurements. All right, let's try this again because this is going to work. It's a cute, fun card. We can get it to operate because it's operator error, you know what I mean? See, if I get it like that, it's going to stick out. So we need to come back in. Let me just fold it and get it going the right direction. That'll probably be the easiest way to do it. We're going to do it like this. We're going to cheat now. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to make it work. All right. We're going to get this straight. Hang on. All right. That's how we're going to do it. That way we don't have to have all these score lines in the way. And then we're going to glue this down onto here. And now when we go to open, it's going to be like that. So you're going to see this, but I'll figure out how to change. We'll have to pretend and dress that up. Okay. So really, let's get the scoring thing out. You're going to score at 1 inch and let's see what this comes. It should be 1 inch and 5. It's 5 1/4. So that's my fault. I said 5 and it should be at the 5 1/4 mark. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to glue this down on here. And that is my mistake. And I think that's going to look fine. So let's just go ahead. This is the back side of the paper. So we're just going to put some glue on here and then add that to the other section of the card. And then we can take, which I don't have with me, but what I'll do is probably get a piece. And now I'm going to flip this over. Actually, we can do it like this. I'm going to lay it on here and then just hold it up and then flip it around. And then that way I know my card is going to open up the right way. Okay. What I'll do is get a piece of the designer paper and I'll just bring something in and that's how it opens. And I'll just bring something in to cover that right there. And no one's going to know the difference. So I'll just cover that up with a piece of paper. We'll just make it look all pretty and no one's going to know. All right, so there's the card. All right, we're going to fix that. So don't worry about that right now. And then we're going to come in because I can take some designer paper and we'll just kind of make it like, I don't know, we'll figure out something to put right there. Not a big deal. You know, anytime we want to hide something right, we just use our paper. All right, so now we're going to stamp our sentiments. So let's do that. I guess I should have been a little bit more mindful of my measurements. Okay, my apologies, you guys. Okay. All right. So this is the stamp set that is retired, and this is the Versatile Christmas. I love this stamp set because it had really does have some really nice sentiments. So now we've opened that. Again, I'm going to cover that. So I'm going to take my inside sentiment. I really should have gotten the paper right. And I'm going to open this up. I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to stamp this right here. And you know what else I can see that I did? And I will show you. And oops, I didn't get that all the way down. Dadgum, I am just doing wrong here. What I did, oh, I see. You know what I did wrong? I put, this should be, which it is on this side. I'm looking at my paper. Okay. All right, so it goes like that. So I'm not sure what I did. But anyways, I have just completely screwed this up. Well, this card will not be is not going to go anywhere. Let me see if I have, I didn't bring any scrap paper. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of white out, maybe do like a label design and cover it. So that way that's not seen. And I'll just restamp it. Okay. So just ignore this card for now because this one looks crappy. And over here is where I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas. Okay. So this one, I'm going to do a label and put it right there. So we won't have to worry about that. That will take care of that one. Actually, what I'll probably do is just cut off the paper and I'll redo the paper. Okay. So I'll just cut this off and cut that off and we'll just cover up. No one's going to know the difference. All right. I'm going to put this piece right here. Now, again, this is Poppy Parade and this is 1/2 inch. Now, this is where my truck's going to be delivering my packages. So I'm trying to decide, do I want him down at the bottom of the card? This one, I put him kind of towards the center. So it just depends on where you want him to go. I think I'm going to put him down here because this one is a little bit too high. So I'm going to put him here and then he can be right here. Let's see which way my truck's going. Hold on. Let me find my truck. So, right here. He'll be right in front of this. Actually, the left because he's carrying packages. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. And try not to put too much on here, like I get a little heavy-handed sometimes. All right, so let's glue that. We're going to make, this is our little road. And you don't have to add this, but I just thought it kind of helped pop, it pops the truck up, pops it out. So again, that's 5 1/4, if I'm not mistaken, by 1/2 inch. All right, and then we're going to take our truck and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of him. So I'm going to go ahead and put one there and put one down here. I don't think we need much more than that, but we could put one down in the little corner area. So we'll just cut a little one off right here. We'll just put one down here on this tire. And we might as well put one at the top too, huh? Right where his little, all right, we'll put one up there. Put him at an angle. All right, so we're going to put him facing, now this one's facing to the left. So these sticker things are really cute, and there's a lot of them. There's 2 pages of stickers. I was popping them out going, oh my gosh, I had to put them in a little bag so I could keep track of them. All right, so I'm going to put him right here where he's like covering the tree, kind of heading this direction. All right, and then I'm taking a piece of white right here. It's going to be, so we're going to stand. All right, so we're going to do, whoopsie, we're going to See if my head gets in the way, I apologize. Okay, we got that. At least that one worked. Okay, so let's put that out of the way. We don't need this. Put a flag here. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit, and this is going to get tucked on. And oh my gosh, these people are. We're going to cut the flag. These up on mini dimensional. I think this card, it's more for children. I think it's for, oh my gosh, I think this thing's going to keep beeping at me regardless. My apologies. Okay, so we're going to get that and put that on here. And then this card will be done. And then I will get it corrected so it looks like the other card that I made, and I'll post the correct measurement. So I'm going to stick this right under here. So it looks like he's, you know, it's pulling it along, right? So we're going to put that special delivery right there. All right. And then that's how easy the card is. So once I get my act together, get you the right scoring, this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay. So that's what it looks like on the back. All right. So you got your 1 inch on the front, the middle piece, and then this piece right here. So it really shouldn't be that hard. I just didn't do my measurements correctly. So there we go with our cards. I think that is just the cutest little thing, don't you? I just think it's a cute card, and it's a fun way that it opens. No one would expect it to do that. All right, so there's that card. All right, let me get the stuff. We're going to do another cute fun fold. Let me just wipe the ink off these things real quick. Off the stamps. Whoops, something just fell. Oh, my candy canes, and they just broke. Oh, that's not good. I guess I'll have to eat those. I don't think I'll be able to sell that one because it's broken. He'll be my show one. Don't let your candy canes fall on the floor. Okay. All right, so we're going to move this over here. Hang on a minute. Let me move all my stuff out of the way. All right, so we're going to put this right here. All right, now we're going to, I'll just set that over there. I don't have a lot of room in here, so bear with me. Okay, so the next one that we're going to make is we're going to use, this is retired as well, but the only thing I'm using in here, this is the sophisticated sled. And I couldn't find any sentiments that I wanted. So I'm going to do this one here that says, let's decorate the season with happiness. So that's the sentiment, and that's why I'm using the stamp set here, okay? And then let me show you the card. Hang on 1 second. I'm just trying to make room here. Okay. All right. Where's my card? Now, this is a really cute card. I thought this was a really neat one too. So let me get all my pieces out and I'll show you. I love this paper. All right. Let's get to the card first and then I'll bring the pieces out. Okay. There's my measurements. I did bring the measurements for this one. So you should be proud of me for that. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to see if I had my Facebook on and all the dinging kept cutting me off. So I guess I won't worry about it. All right. So here's the card. And I think we've done these before, but I thought, again, with it being the holidays, we might as well bring it back, especially with the holiday paper. So again, this is using your designer paper, and I do have the measurements. So I do have these measurements correctly. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And then we're gonna open it, cut it, and then we're gonna open up, and that's the inside of our card. And this again is on a piece of shaded spruce. And this is the paper from the Something Pines. It's that real pretty paper. I love it. Now, this is a retired pine. It's the pine tree punch that came out years ago. Again, I keep certain punches. So that's what I did here to cut those out. All right. Okay. So let me get all my pieces together and then we'll get started here. All right. Let me move my envelopes out of the way. Okay. So this is what we're going to create. And we'll move all this out of the way. We'll do this in a minute. I'll give you all the measurements. Okay, so we are using a piece of designer paper that is measures 5.5 by 12. So 5.5 this way by 12 inches this way. Okay. All right. Now we're going to score, and I do have my measurements. I'm going to move this over here just a little bit so I can do the scoring. All right. So we're going to score at. Hang on. I gotta move my stuff out of the way. I need my table. I need my table and it's in the way. All right, bear with me 1 minute. Let's put all our stuff out here that we need. I get my stamps out and then I can move this box out of the way. There we go. Okay, let's move that over there. Get the pencil out of the way. I'll bring that card back in just a minute. All right, we're gonna score, pardon me. We're going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. Pardon me. Again, this is 5.5 by 12. All right, so we're going to score at 4. Make sure I get my scoring. Hang on. All right, so we're going to score at 4. And then we're going to move it, slide it down to 8 inches. We're going to get to the 8-inch mark, and we're scoring it one more time. All right. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to flip it over so that we can see on the back. I'm going to score. We're going to do 2 more scores. On each end, we're going to score at 2 inches. Okay. So we're going to score 2 inches here. And then we're going to score, I'm going to flip it over and do 2 inches on the other end. Okay. So we're going to have 2 inches scored, a 4, an 8, and then another 2. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over. And what we're going to do is I'm going to measure. We want to get about the halfway point. So this is 5 1/4, right? I'm sorry, 5.5. Yes, 5.5. So let's see, half of 5 is 2.5, right? So it should be 2 3/4, 2, 4, 5.5. So 2 3/4 is where we want to make a little mark with a pencil. So there's our 2 3/4 mark. And so I'm just going to come in where the trimmer blade would go, and I'm just going to make a pencil mark right there. And then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing on this side at 2 3/4. And we're going to make a mark right here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our trimmer and this 2-inch mark right here where we're folding it. We're going to line this up at an angle, and we are going to cut. We want to cut from the 2-inch score line. Or I'm sorry, we're going to cut from the score line here. I got to do it this way. I apologize. We're going to take the score line here, and when we're going to score, we need to score down to get to this mark here. So I got to pull this down. All right, so this is my score line right here. All right, so we're going to come, wait, do I want to go out or up? Hang on. I need to go down. You want to score from the 2-inch mark and go towards here. So we're going to line this up right here. Here's my score. Let me show you my score line because I know you all can't see it. I mean my fold. All right, there's my fold right there. So I'm going to put that in the track, and we're going to line up this right here, the halfway mark. Okay, so we got the halfway mark here. We've got the 2-inch score line right there. And we're going to bring this trimmer down, and I got my line. I can see it in my track, and I'm going to cut down. Okay. All right. And then we're going to come over and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we've got our 2-inch mark, 2-inch score line. There's our cut right here. So we're going to take, and let me do it this way. We got to flip it around. We're going to do this, line this up. We want to go that way. So we've got our 2-inch mark here, our score line. You can see, let me get up a little bit. This is the score line, the 2-inch score line. And then we're going to turn and we're going to angle cut just like it is there to that pencil mark right there. All right, so there we go. That's 2 3/4 because that's half of 5 1/2. Here is my score line at 2 inches. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to move this over just a little bit because I didn't see my pencil mark. There we go. So we're going to do that and cut. Okay. All right. So that's what we do there. Now take these pieces. Now let me fold everything. Hang on. And I know y'all have probably seen this before. I haven't done this one in a while. Okay. So now we're going to fold our lines. So we're going to do a flippy fold, right? So we're going to fold this one in and we're going to score everything. So let's see how we're going to do this. This one's going to go here. And then this one we're going to fold out. And you can use whichever side you want, right? This one we're going to fold in, which is the 4-inch. And then this is the 2-inch, right? All right, so there's our folded part of our card. So let me get my bone folder and come back in. And we're going to do our folds. All right, so that's that. Okay, now let's go ahead. We're going to add this to our card base, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So bear with me a second so I can get that out. All right, so we're going to put that right onto here. And then we're going to add these little corners. Actually, let's do the corners first. So what we're going to do now, we're flipping them over, right? So this one's going to go here. We're going to glue that down. So basically what we're doing is we're hiding the bottom corners and then making it look like that. Okay. So this one's pretty easy. At least I got the measurements right for you. But I will actually post those in the morning. I'm not going to do it this evening, but I'll post them in the morning on the page. I'll just go in and edit the top of this. So when you come back to the video, and I'll have the correct score marks of where they should go. Okay. All right. So we're going to put that one there. And the reason you want to cut it with your paper flipped over, that makes it so that these will fit. So you have the right corners going on the right spots. Okay. So in case you want to cut it the other way, you need to cut it backward, cut it upside, back, front to back, the back side, you want to cut the back side, not the front. All right, and then we're going to lay this one right here. So you just want to line it up to the edges so you cover up the pine needles and all that stuff, okay? So there's the basic part of our card. All right, so isn't that cute though? And then you open it. All right, now we're going to put this on our card base, and then we're going to go ahead and decorate. That's why I said this is a really, if you're going to make holiday cards, make it in the camera. This is an easy one that you could really do. You can mass produce this one because it's an easy one that you can do. What is wrong with my glue? There we go. Now it's coming out. Okay. So now we're going to put this on the 4 1/4 by 5. And we're going to lay that right on there. Now the top and bottom is going to be 5 1/2. So the only thing that you're going to have is you're not going to have any space on the top, but you will have the sides. So I just want to get this laid down so I can shift it over. There we go. Well, hang on a minute. Let me do this again. Let me just do one side is a lot easier. So you don't have to worry about centering it because it's not going to be, hang on. Now I've got glue on here. Hold on a minute because I don't want to mess this thing up. Get my fingers on. So you don't have anything to worry about for top and bottom. So just get your sides. You just want to line it up at the bottom so it's even. And we want to have a little bit of space on each side. And for some reason, it keeps wanting to grab. Let me get it over here real quick. And it should just be a small amount of a border. Don't you love it when it just wants to keep grabbing? I think we're good. Let's move it over. There we go. I think that's going to be good. Nope, this one's off a little bit down here. Hang on. See, now that I got the glue on there, it doesn't want to cooperate. All right, hang on. This is what happens when you put your glue on and then you got to keep trying to shift it. That's why the liquid glue works very well for instances like this. Let's get this. You know what? Let's do this. You know, look at this. I'm making it look a lot harder than it is, aren't I? Okay, now that we have glue all over, let's start at the top. I've got a little bit of an edge on both sides. There we go. Move this one over just a little bit more. There we go. Now we've got it. Perfect. Okay, so we got a little bit more on this side, but that's all right. Okay. Whew. All right, so there's that. I tell you. All right, and then for the inside piece, we've got a piece of white, and I've taken a piece that I cut off from that designer paper, and we're going to add that to the bottom so it kind of brings everything together. So let's go ahead and get that on here and get that glued down. My dog has buried herself on the bed under the blanket. I have blankets on the top for her to lay on. She's buried herself. She likes to cover herself up. Really crazy dog. Okay, move that down just a little bit. Okay. All right, we're going to trim this. You get that over here into the trash area. And all right. Now we're going to go ahead and glue our pine trees together. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Now this one, we're going to stamp, let's do that. Let me get this out of the way. We're going to stamp Merry Christmas, and we're going to do it in Shaded Spruce. I love this color, Shaded Spruce. I just absolutely love this color. So this is going to be the inside of my card. So I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas. I'm going to put that right at the top, so that gives you, you know, and you place it wherever you want. That way you can write your message and all of that. All right, and then close this up. We'll go ahead and glue this down, get this in the inside, and then we'll finish. We'll just decorate the front. All right. So I know that y'all have probably made this card before, right? But isn't it kind of nice to bring the old stuff back that we keep forgetting? I mean, all we do is repurpose pretty much the same for the most part, right? Designs. So we're going to lay it right down in the center, and you can see your score lines. So we're going to lay it like that, push it down, and we're good. All right, now we're going to come in with our, whoopsie, sorry. Now I did Old Olive and I did Shaded Spruce. That's the colors that are in here. And so what I did was punch these out, and I'm just going to offset them a little bit so that you can see the color behind. And then we'll pop those up on dimensionals after I get my sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these together. And I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on the Shaded Spruce, because that's the one that's going to be hugging. So we'll put that one on here. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to lay that here, and I'm just going to offset just a little bit. And you can offset however much you want. I'm just going to do just a little bit. Try to get as, hang on a minute. I'm going to do the left side. I think the other one I did the right. Don't want that. There we go. Let's bring this down just a tad. There we go. Yeah, just so that you can see the colors on it. All right, and then this we're going to pop up on dimensionals. So let me I'm just going to put 3 small dimensionals on here for now, and then we'll put this down in just a second. And then we got to stamp our sentiment. And I cut out one of the country corner, the second from the smallest. And that's where I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Let's decorate the season with happiness. I figured we could all use some happiness right now in this world. So we'll go ahead and stamp that, get that inked up. And I'm going to leave it, I'm going to do this to the right, so I have room to put my trees on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just push this down right here. Hey, Phyllis, how are you? All right, and almost done. All right, so then this one we're going to add. Now you want to add this to only one side of your paper, because you want to be able to the card, because you want to be able to open it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my trees on here, and then we'll add dimensionals to the back of this, and then we'll be done. And we'll put some embellishments on it. And will be done in just a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this down first. I'm going to get this centered. So I know I need to have some dimensionals on this left side. And I'm going to flip that over. Now you can put this down flat if you don't want it popped up, but I like things popped up. So I'm just going to cut a couple of dimensionals off the edges. I'm using up all my stuff. So we're going to put, actually, I probably only need the one. We'll put one there. And let me see, how many did I put on here? I did 2. And if I put it there, yeah, I've got room to put, because I want this to be kind of centered. So I have room to put a little bit more. All right, so let's go ahead and put this down. All right, we've got that. So now we're going to close up our card, and I'm going to center this right about here. And then I'm going to take my trees, and you can put whichever color on top. I just put the shaded spruce on top because I kind of like that one. And then I'm going to lay the trees on here. Try not to cover up my sentiments. So I'm going to kind of put them at a little bit at an angle so that you'll be able to see it. All right, and then that stays. And then we're going to use some of these traditional sparkling sequins. And I didn't even realize, I've been using these and didn't even realize they're in 3 different sizes. I just assumed they were all small because the small ones were at the top, but there's big ones. So we are going to, I started with the little one on that one. I kind of like it that way. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't know. I think it just looks better. So I'm going to add the red, and then I'm going to add a medium one to the tree. We'll put that one there. And then we'll do the large one or larger one. We'll put that one right about here. Move it down just a tad. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's that. And then let's see what else. Is there anything else we need to do? I think that's it. So let me clean up over here real quick, and then we'll bring in the other cards. Let me get the paper out of the way so you don't see all this mess. Okay. All right, so there is our card. Isn't that a cute card? And there's the back. And then you can open it up and you have room to write your message, and then it folds right back up. And just make sure you give it good creases. And then our card for the using the Jolly Delivery. We have this one is what we did, but I'm going to show you the good one. So this one, and then we're going to open it like that. Isn't that cute? So there you go. There are the cards that we made. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, come back, check out the page tomorrow, and I'll put the I'll put the dimensions on the front page for this particular card, the score, so that we can get it right and y'all don't go through and do what I did. Okie doke, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or need anything, please reach out and let me know. And again, I will post the specific scoring directions for this card on the Facebook page tomorrow morning. All right. Thanks, everybody. If you need something, let me know. I'll be more than happy. I will be at in the craft fair on Thursday and Friday. I will take some pictures and videos. I'll post those as we go along through the day. All right. Thanks again, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now. What's England?